Say hello.
Hello.
So I just realised I've been sat here and I haven't unrolled my friggin' diamond painting yet. I'm totally professional today. Podcast crafting. There we go. I'll turn that one off. Hi, Starry. Starry, Coblett got first, I think.
No,
Crip got first. Crip got first today. Hi, Trouty. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Pesto. Hi, Maggie.
I was going to make a really awful joke then when I saw Trouty write, he's on a run.
What?
No, I can't say it. I cannot say it on stream.
Go on. We're all friends here.
I was going to say, what's he running from? Someone's wife? Because they're a closet gate. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Right, I'll stop.
Okay. So we had a slight change of plans, which is fine. We're nothing but flexible.
It's Pesto's fault.
We totally blame Pesto!
It's Pesto's fault.
We do hope you're feeling better, Pesto.
No, I don't. Get on here. How dare you? How dare you leave us? No, I'm kidding.
Don't be rude. It was going to be Pesto week, but Pesto's not feeling the besto. So we're rearranging it. So it's like we are all
Pesto's not feeling the besto.
Oh, what, by my joke?
So we're sending Pesto all of the besto love to get better soon.
Of course.
So instead you've just got to put up with us doing crafting. So I'm doing my diamond painting that I started last week. Queenie is working on her diamond painting, and Coblett, what are you crocheting?
I'm crocheting a bat.
Doing a bat. A little batty friend.
A batty boy.
A batty boy.
Batty boy!
Oh, dearie me. So, how are we all?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Yes. Okay, so I don't need that one. I suppose I could carry on with the 7s and get all... No, I'm going to be good and I'm going to... I'm talking to myself again.
Crocheting was a bad idea because I have to count. Oh, no.
What I'm hearing is, if I was to randomly start shouting out numbers, you can't get rid of me.
No! That's not fair.
Just seeing leaving the podcast and being like, I'm done. Only been
Starry is right though.
In a minute.
Starry's right. I don't have to worry about diamonds, but I do have to worry about counting. So,
What am I even looking for? D. What the hell is D? Fuck off. 11.
I thought you were
No, it's because on this, it's some of them are letters and some of them are numbers. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the numbers and I'm like, which one do I need? It's like, it doesn't tell me. So then I have to look at the list and it's like, oh, letter D is number 11. Okay. That's the one I want. I love the sparkles. 3, 2.
Oh, but speaking of sparkle.
That's Trouty, that's not me.
Try no.
I think the only thing I can say about this week, it was actually mine and Bateman's 2-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary!
Oh, thank you. And he did get me a very nice new tennis bracelet.
Oh,
with a
show the
matching
sparkles.
necklace. I'm showing off the sparkles.
Sparkle, sparkle.
But it is also going to be my wedding jewelry as well. So yeah, it's very sweet. And then we're going out for date night on Saturday. So yeah,
Nice.
go to Pizza Express, baby.
Nice. Granddad's buying us pizza tomorrow.
Nice.
I was cooking our dinner and he came into the kitchen and was like, do you have any plans for tomorrow? No. Would you like me to buy us pizza? Okay.
Oh, thank you, Starry. Yeah, because the necklace is quite, what's the word? Bazinga.
Bazinga?
No, I didn't
bling?
mean that
Do you mean
word.
bling? Do you bling?
I meant blingy.
Not
But for some
bazinga.
reason. But I also
Thank
think
you, Sheldon
bedazzled
Cooper.
was in my head as well. That's not the right word
Bedazzled?
either.
Goodness.
Yeah. I'm not getting the
Bedazzled
right words today.
Bedazzled is something...
I'm not getting that for my wedding. I'm just going to put that straight out there. I know I'm doing gem art, but it's only going on here.
It's
It's
only a
not
matter of
going
time.
anywhere. Wow, Coblett. Are you offering?
Before we go any
Happy
further, I
Eve!
just want to make a point. If Starry's watching, her parents are also listening as well. So hi, Starry's mum and dad.
I'm sorry, parents.
How have I done that twice this week? Because of what I said to Trouty's nephew. I need to stop. Twice I've done that now this week. I apologise, Starry's parents.
Actually, I'm gonna
Not Nando's? No,
not Nando's.
we do Nando's all the time, so we fancied a little bit different this time for our date night. So he knows I really like Pizza Express, so he booked us a table. I was like, oh, cute. And I get my eyebrows done.
I know what's missing. I know what's missing.
I do love the zoom noises of your camera.
I'm sorry, okay? Oh, if we knew Trouty was around, we could have got him on as an emergency guest.
I was thinking that, but then I was like, I know he would have had to have left for work at some point. I just didn't know what time.
True.
So I just
Very
thought,
true.
it'd be easier to stick with doing the podcast on the Monday. So then there's no worry on time.
I should not have poured all of these from the packet into here all at once. How many times can we see this going flying? Trouty says, are you not blinging his ball gown?
What ball gown? When did you buy a ball gown?
Starry's parents can't hear much.
Okay, cool. Right, let me get all the swear words out. No, I'm kidding.
Don't. Starry and Mama Starry did a crafting stream together this morning. It was really sweet.
Okay, that's adorable. I'm not really gonna well, I will swear, but it's not very loud. Unless like I stub my toe, then I can't really do anything about that one, Starry, I'm afraid.
Oh, speaking of, I don't know how this is related. Well, I do. I have a random bruise on the inside of my knee, and I don't know how I got it.
Crip, what did you do?
Did you fall?
I think I must have walked into something because it's like the inside of my leg on the side of my knee. But I don't know. I just looked down earlier and was like, the fuck did that happen? There's a bruise? And obviously, like, I did I poked it. I was like, does this hurt?
Naturally.
Stop and stretch. Oh, we got hydrate. Thank you, Maggie.
Oh. The cracks of knuckles.
No! No! Never.
I kind of want to show off the carrot I made today.
Show us the carrot.
Okay. I'll get the carrot. So, for those that know, I crochet guinea pigs. I've been doing it for myself and to remember ones that have passed. And I made a very special one for someone this week. And she adorable. She's so cute and so fluffy.
So cute.
And she's got a very long journey ahead of her. She's going off to the Netherlands. So I had to make her a carrot to have on the road. I made her a tiny little carrot, crocheted carrot to numb on the road. It's nice and squishy too. Yes. I had pre-showed Diantha before I brought it up because I sent her a picture of it all in the box. Which reminds me, when I finish stream, I need to set that up so Royal Mail can come and collect it tomorrow morning. Oh. I think it's been a week for all of us.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of being busy and just life in general.
Yeah, it was also completion week at work for me.
Mega busy.
It's basically because it's the end of the month, so all the jobs that were completed in March
Yeah.
have to be closed down and set active on their account. So if the engineers are doing 40 new jobs that month, that's 40 accounts I need to set up in 8. And they take about half an hour. Because then you've got to email it all over to finance. Yeah, it's fun.
Sounds oodles and buckets of fun.
Yeah, I don't get paid.
Hester's being rude.
Oh. So you just said,
So
my
stop
mum
it.
just told me, I think it's lovely you have friends.
Oh! Wait, is that a compliment? I'd be like, mother?
I think it's one of those, like, backhanded
Contact?
compliments. Like,
It
they
is.
mean
It is
it
a
to be a
backhanded one.
compliment.
But it's not coming across that way. It's like when I said to Bateman earlier, I was like, oh, I really need to start looking after my body better because I just hate the way my body looks. And he went, although you're still beautiful.
Group does
Although.
that to
Like,
me.
although. What's
like
like saying although? What? So you're saying
like-
I do have a horrible body, but I'm still beautiful anyway?
That's just like going, but you are beautiful. But
It's like your body's disgusting, but you're still beautiful. I was like,
thanks.
you can have one of those.
Oh, he's streaming at the
But I
moment,
also
isn't he?
didn't help my case with all the fat out of my finger there.
I didn't even notice. It's fine.
So look at the girls with their lovely skinny fingers, and I'm just like, fat hands.
Mine aren't skinny.
They
I mean,
are.
this position doesn't really help you.
I have piano fingers. I have long fingers.
I have sausage fingers.
That's what my music teachers used to say to me at secondary school. They're like, oh, you can play the piano. And then they'd sit me in front of the piano. I don't know how to play this. But yeah, but if you learn how to play, but I don't want to learn how to play it.
Hester has chunky fingers. He wanted to get a ring made or like sized from one of his relatives. I can't remember who it was. And when my dad sized his finger, it just the like sizes didn't go big enough for him.
Oh,
That's adorable, though. I'm just waiting for Trouty's answer of, yeah, but you know what they say, big hand.
oh, thank you very much. We appreciate the lurk. We love the lurks. Why is this not wanting to? There we go. Thank you very much, these. We love the lurkers here. We adore the lurkers. You're upside down. There we go. How's your book going, Coblett?
It's definitely getting there. I think I'm just over halfway through now.
Nice.
Things are getting very interesting.
Nice.
But I keep finding other things to be doing. I keep being like, oh, I really want to pack. And then I'll pack like 3 things and I'm like, I should really like do some work. And then I'll actually try and do some form of work. And then I'm like, oh, I kind of fancy reading. I'm just avoiding Trey's message, to be honest. And then yeah, it's going good. It's going very good. I'm enjoying it. I'm not ready for the trauma that I'm definitely going to come across in the last 100 pages of a Sarah J. Maas book.
And the last book of the series as well.
I know. It'll be bad, and then the last 100 pages will be like the worst day of my life.
But then once you finish that series, I can set you up on Crescent City. So
True.
Have you managed to read any, Queenie, or are you still not
Move
reading
on.
yet? Okay.
Move on.
Moving on. I finished A Ballad of Songbird and Snakes the other day, 2 days ago.
Nice.
Love the book. Throughout the entire book, I was thinking Snow is an absolute arse. Like, I mean, we already knew that, but like, you get his backstory, and it's like, okay, I kind of see he's always been an arse. And then I watched the movie for the first time yesterday, and I was like, he's an arse, but he's hot. They can't do this. Why did they make the bad guys good looking?
They always do, love.
Try. Maybe he was right. So now I have started this one, and I read some more earlier. I'm at the beginning of chapter 3, and this book is going to traumatize me. I know it already. I'm not looking forward to it, but then I am. I don't know how you can read a book and not get attached to the characters. No, I do. I do. The amount of times Crip has sent me in tears because a character has died.
No, that's what Starry's saying. She's saying, and not get attached to a character.
Yeah, I get attached. That's why I cry.
Yeah. Yeah. Never mind. Moving on.
Like, I don't want this book to end. That's why I reread a lot of books as well, because I like the familiarity of going back to worlds I've been to before.
Queenie, I need you to read ACOTAR. You need to go through it.
Okay, do you know what? I will give you this promise. Between now and next Thursday, I'll read at least another 5 or 6 chapters. How about that?
Thank you.
We'll hold you to
that. I just need you to meet Tamlin, and then I'll be happy.
I've made that proclamation.
Sometimes her books can take a while not a while, but she does a lot of world building. But once it starts, it's like fast paced.
It is very good.
I think more just for me in the last couple of weeks, it's been very wedding orientated. It's been diamond painting. It's been new games on stream. So
you could always do an audio book.
I'm like, no, nah. I enjoy the reading.
Oh no, I do too.
Part. I'm not big on the listening part because I'd end up getting distracted by something else.
Mm.
So yeah.
How's your book going, Starry? Because I saw you'd finished the first Throne of Glass.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
I love the turning of the page, the smell of book. I am one of those weirdos that smells books.
All right, no. So now that I've made that that word,
Yeah.
Coblett needs to promise she'll finish her book so she can finally start Fourth Wing.
No, because I need to move on to Crescent City after I've done this one.
You could, if you wanted to, you could go Fourth Wing and then Crescent City. Because it's going to be a while before the next book comes out anyway. We have more chance of the next ACOTAR book coming out before the next Crescent City.
I need another ACOTAR book.
Even Charity says
Listen to Trouty.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm
I
on
mean,
chapter
I've
4,
got, like-
maybe not far. It's still a good one.
Is the next one as good as the first? Which one did you start with? Assassin's Blade?
Oh yeah, what
That is
order are you
technically the
reading
first
it?
one. Yeah. But some people miss Assassin's Blade. I thought it was really good for
Or
setting
some
the
people
characters
do
up.
Assassin's Blade later on.
See, that just doesn't make sense to me. My fingers hurt already.
I follow Rebecca Yaros on Instagram actually, and she shared a snippet of the script for the this adaptation that they're doing because she's one of the writers for it. It looks so good.
She also did do a slight spoiler for book 4 that someone that we love is going to die.
Yeah, I'd come to that conclusion anyway.
Yeah. And I think I know who it is. And then I will definitely throw the books out.
I'm trying to get Crip back into reading. My lovely husband, because I keep buying him books and then he doesn't read them and they just sit there and I'm like, but I want you to read. But he does read manga. I'm sorry.
You should be sorry.
Isn't that more just like a comic book though than reading a book?
Oh.
No, I'm asking. I want to make sure I'm getting what I think manga is in my head. It's more like a comic book, right?
Yes and no.
Okay, right. No, I wasn't doing a dig. I generally was asking. Before people jumped down my throat.
Like, technically, yes, but also no. So, yes, but no.
Okay.
I wouldn't even know where to begin in explaining it. Just buy me books instead, yeah. It's the easiest way to make me happy is just buy me a book. If you want me to be really happy, buy me your favourite book. She better not touch Riddick. No, Riddick needs to stay.
God, spoilers.
And broccoli.
Well, that's why I said it in a non-spoiler way.
I'm just reading what Trouty put in the chat.
I know. I was having a go at Trouty for spoilers.
I mean...
It's only a character name. It's not really
Yeah.
a spoiler. I know that Violet is the main character, I think.
Yes.
Oh, no, she's dead now.
Oh, sick.
Hey!
No, I'm joking. That was obviously a joke.
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine if I just spoiled that?
There would be some pissed. Oh fuck! Some pissed people. Have you all? No, I'm not even going to go there with that question. Ignore me.
What? No, you have to.
No. Okay.
You make me all the time. Thank you. Carry on.
Fine. I was going to ask, have you both done cards or something? Do you get your nan a Mother's Day card?
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I stopped.
Now I see what you were going to ask and then realised.
Yes.
Yes, I have sent my nan a Mother's Day card.
No.
I've always done it. And then we're taking Bateman's mum out for lunch.
Ah.
You know, so for me, like, yeah, the first few years were a bit tricky, but I think now with my nan, I mean, I've always done it for my nan anyway, because obviously my dad passed away 6 years before my mum.
Yeah.
So we always got her a third card anyway, so she didn't feel like she was only getting 2 cards every year.
Yeah.
So I've always done that for my nan. But now I have a future mother-in-law. She's not quite my mother-in-law in time for this one, but this time next year she'll be officially my mother-in-law. So, yeah.
I can't wait to meet Nanny Queenie.
Oh, Tutty Nanny Queenie. Yeah.
Yep.
As soon as she sees the black in my veil and the black in my flowers, she's going to tut.
So does this technically mean you're a Black Veil Bride?
Don't tell Strange that. She'll be well pissed. Because that's her favourite band.
Why is Jeff Goldblum eating paper? What?
What? Are you okay, Trouty? Has the run made you a bit delirious?
Is it hot where you are?
Or are you leading into a really bad joke and leaving us on suspense? But what are you two doing for Mother?
I have got my mum.
Oh, you've got that lovely flower thing you made, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm making a second one tomorrow for Crip's mum. But her flowers are gonna be, she's gonna have 2 purple and 1 black. I know black sounds odd, but it's because one of the bands we like is called The Rose, and they call their fans Black Roses. So I was gonna give her a black rose.
That's my wedding flower. That's a good choice.
And we'll be seeing her on Sunday, going over for the usual roast. She doesn't cook it, Daniel's dad does. So he'll be cooking it. And
Nice.
on Saturday, I've got my mum and dad and my sister and the twins coming up because my mum wants to spend the day gardening. And I've got a lot of gardening that needs doing. So she's coming up.
Do you enjoy gardening, or is it more of like a chore thing for you, like normal?
Oh no, I love it.
Oh, you love it. Oh, good.
I love it. I love getting muddy in the garden.
Are you much of a green thumb or not really?
I used to be when I had my house because my ex couldn't be bothered, so I kind of had to be.
Okay.
I don't mind mowing the lawn and stuff. I find it quite relaxing.
Yeah.
It's quite therapeutic and like satisfying.
Mm.
But I didn't really do much with the plants. My dad kind of set up my flower beds. And then I just had to kind of water them and cut them back. But I don't like bugs.
I forgot to turn sound alerts off.
That's all right. Papa fish!
Oh, I'm going to stop crocheting because my finger hurts.
Do some colouring.
Fine.
I overfilled my tray. Starry's colouring.
Yay!
See, now I want
Okay.
colour.
Right.
You're making me want a colour now.
Do it!
I'll do these gems and then I'll change. Ooh. I shall hydrate in a second, Maggie. How you doing, Maggie? What I will do is I will stick these gems, and then I will do the Am I the Arsehole, because I could not find any, for the life of me, I could not find any Sims stuff this week. So I found 2 Am I the Arseholes. I'll do those, and then I'll do some colouring. That sounds like a plan. No, I've always loved gardening. My mum always said that I was a very happy child if I was covered in mud and in the garden. Or just covered in mud. And the twins like it as well. For Easter, we're actually going to get them their own little garden sets.
That's
Because my sister doesn't want them having lots of like chocolate and stuff. Which is fair, so we're going to get them those instead. Not the best, I won't bring the mood down. Oh, Maggie, I'm sorry. I'm sending you lots of love. Would you like to see the piggies, Maggie? I'll give you a free piggy redeem.
I can't decide what picture to do.
I'm getting stuck to my painting.
Let's do a cute little post office. What colour scheme should I do? I'll let chat decide my colour scheme. These
It's a
are
post
my...
office. It's got to be red.
Yeah, I know, but is it just like the whole painting picture just going to be all red? Or like these are the colours I have.
Maggie says pink.
The whole thing, like different shades of pink. I can do that. I can do that.
Barbie post office.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's...
Oh. Post office is red for y'all? Yes. Oh, our post offices are red. It's like red and white?
Yeah.
I will put that away later. I'll just put it on the bed for now. Okay. Ours is blue, red is usually for emergency services. Now our emergency services are well, police are blue. They all have blues and twos, so they all have blue lights, blue and red lights. But police is blue, ambulance is green, and fire is red.
It's a red. Why can't they make colouring books for left-handed people? I'm struggling.
Some people have had them rebound to make them for left-handed people.
Oh, I can't be asked for that. The spine is just really stiff on this one because the paper's quite thick.
Okay, I will get up the Am I the Arseholes. Do you... oh wait, are they both short? There's one longer. Okay. I will read out the titles and then you can decide which one you want first. So we have, am I the asshole for confronting my wife's co-worker for being rude? Or am I the
Okay.
asshole for calling off my wedding because my fiance wanted to invite her ex?
That one. For no particular.
I know exactly where you're coming from.
Don't know what you mean. What
You
mean?
fucking do.
No, I fucking don't.
You fucking do.
Okay.
I could be talking
So
about my own wedding.
this-
What you mean?
Has got updates. The last update was from 17th of March, okay?
Okay.
So the original post was from the 15th of October 2024. My fiance invited an ex to our wedding. From what I know, he was a dick who always put her down and told her that he was the best she could ever do. Naturally, I asked her why the hell does she want him at our wedding. She said she wanted to shove it in his face that she did amazingly for herself and she got someone way better. While I appreciated the
No.
compliment, I asked her, are you really so hung up on him that you're going to make our wedding about him? Honestly, once I said it, it was like someone else told me. I didn't even realise what I was saying, and I didn't even understand it until I said it. I told her that she shouldn't bother to invite him because we aren't getting married anymore. She was stunned and eventually apologised and told me to forget about her ex. I felt angry and almost told her she's the one who needs to forget about him. I don't know, she spent the day telling me that she's sorry for bringing it up. I'll be honest, I'm even considering reconsidering the entire relationship now. There was a couple of comments. I don't think she necessarily is hung up on her ex. I think he may have tormented her to the point she wanted to literally shove it in his face.
Agreed.
Truth is, he probably wouldn't have come. He would get to see how wrong he was, and he's not going to do that.
I generally think I've made that joke to Bateman. Doesn't mean anything, and I wouldn't invite him anyway, but I don't think she really meant that much into it. I think he's thinking way too deeply into it. So actually, I'm going to say he's an asshole.
Oh, hang on. I've got some more. Someone said, do grown-ass adults really shove their relationship to an ex? That's a new one. OP said, also did invite a couple of other exes because we're still friends. And then they said, you do realise this ex used to abuse her, right? Not exactly a fucking friend. So the next update was from October 20th. So it was 5 days later. So we're going to try some premarital counselling first. Our wedding has gone from being called off to being postponed indefinitely. My fiance tried to explain why she wanted to invite her ex, but not only did she keep changing her answers, each one made it way worse for me. First, she tried to explain that she just wanted some payback. I told her, and if he doesn't care, are you going to rub in his face our first child, our first home, etc.? She said she didn't mean it that way and she just wanted to prove her worth. Which I then told her I guess her ex is the only one who can determine her worth. We kept going like this for a while and there wasn't a single answer she gave that didn't boil down to she cares what her ex thinks, and apparently she can't be happy unless her ex felt some sort of way. She denied it, but honestly I find it hard to believe her. I don't want our marriage to be only worth something if her ex is the only one who could determine it. I refuse to be with someone whose happiness revolves around their ex's feelings. I decided to at least try some counselling. We've been together for years now. FYI, she was with her ex for about 2 years. 3 years later, she met me and we've been together for 4. Figured I should try, so at least I can say I tried. There was a couple of comments. It sounds like you're holding out too much. I hope the counselling have any good effect. That's a very smart thing because I don't think it will. Not the arsehole after 7 years broken up, 4 years out of the 7 with you. Sounds like she's still not over him and I wouldn't dare marry her. It's been 7 years and she's still obsessed. If you break up with If you break up now, can you see yourself being obsessed with her in 7 years whilst planning a wedding to someone else? Know your worth, OP. So the last update came about 10 days ago. We broke up. We went to counselling for months, and I just kept feeling worse and worse. Honestly, she thinks that... No, their English is not... The words aren't wording. She's seen some of the comments that they got on their previous post. How was he meant to be nothing except something to make fun of? I guess she simply did not understand. I did not want her ex in there any way, shape or form, including in her head. I told her I didn't want her to look at me at the altar with her ex in her head. She just didn't get it. She thought because she wanted him to feel bad, it was okay. Honestly, at some point I realised we were talking about her damn ex every day, and it just hit me. I didn't want to ever hear her talk about him again. I didn't want to hear his damn name again. I didn't want my wife to constantly think about what her ex thinks of her. It's actually been a few weeks since our breakup, and I feel so relieved I haven't heard my ex talk about her. There are a few comments. One of them says, suggest to her parents that she gets therapy because she can't get over her ex. She'll never have another committed relationship. OP said, I don't know, her parents aren't exactly the people who would try to convince her. Second comment was just curious, but how did she respond to you when you said enough, we're talking about him every day and this is not what I want, we are done? Did she talk about him while you dated? Yes, she did talk about him while they were dating, but she took it really badly. She kept insisting on more counselling for at least a few more months, and she just didn't get what she went through. Yeah, and it's just other people saying she obviously still hung up on her ex.
Yeah.
Like, I get it if you're friends to the point where you're like, you want them there. But I don't know. I definitely don't think they were the arsehole.
No. No, I don't think they were.
I'm going to say they were a little bit.
Oh?
Because in that first post, she even said, like, that she wouldn't do it. I actually don't think... Because clearly it had never been an issue in the 4 years they were dating.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until she made that one comment that he then suddenly calls it all off. I actually think he used it as an excuse because he didn't want to marry her anyway.
The doubts were already there and he just kind of grasped at it. That
Maybe.
makes sense.
But he said, like, but clearly it didn't affect him so much before to propose to her and wanted to marry her. She makes one comment about it, about inviting him to the wedding, which she then did take back. And he's like, no, calling it off.
What did the new comments say?
I personally think he didn't want to marry her and used it as a scapegoat.
Oh, hi, Miko. Yeah, her answer kept changing. And, like, they'd been split up for 7 years. I mean, on the flip side, if I said to Squid I'd want my ex to be at the wedding, I mean, firstly, I'd wonder why you're still talking to them. And maybe, but then I probably would have relished in the chance to shove it down her face, so... he might be looking for a way out. If you worry about what your ex thinks after 7 years, something is wrong. Yeah, it don't add up.
I don't think it's so much more about worrying what your ex thinks. It was just more of a comment, because even Bateman has said, like, oh, should I invite my ex-wife to our wedding? But tell her, like, the wrong location, you know, something jokingly.
That's brilliant.
Send her to the wrong location, you know, and I didn't flip my lid about it. I thought it was funny. We obviously were never going to invite them.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like she was actually going to do it from
No,
her
she just-
immediately sort of taking it back. I think he just pulled and pulled at that thread and used the therapy as an excuse
Mm.
to get out of it. That is true, Crit. We don't have the context, because if it turns out that she was like, you know, oh no, I really want him there, I want him to see it, then that's
I
different.
need him there.
I need him there to see it, then yes, I do completely agree. I just feel in that first post, he says that she's like, oh, you know, I take it back. So she clearly doesn't care that much. But then he went on and on and on about it. And to completely cancel your wedding over one comment that she then did take back. It's not that she went, well, I'm only going to marry you if he's invited. Then absolutely, she's the asshole. But I still think he's a slight asshole here.
I kind of want to go equally shared.
Yeah. I still don't think she's fully out of it.
Like they're both the asshole in some form.
It's just that point that he makes in the first post when she says that she took it back. But then he still called it off. It makes me feel like it was something he needed in order to get out and not look like the bad guy.
Okay. Bye, Trouty.
Bye, Trouty.
Have a good shift.
Good shift.
My mum thought you were talking about one of you.
Oh, wow.
No.
I mean, it's very similar to a situation that I was in, but...
Oh, God, I didn't even think of that. I'm sorry.
What? Really?
Why are you
didn't hear the
apologising?
comments at the start?
That's why Queenie chose that one.
That's exactly why I chose it. I was like, let's make Coblett feel uncomfortable.
I don't care, it's fine.
No, I know you don't care.
Yeah, just having a drink and then I'll do the next one.
No, because I'm not being funny. The place that we're getting married at, my ex actually lives there. And I have always wondered, like, oh shit, what if he just randomly appears on our wedding day? That's going to be really fucking awkward.
Then
but
I'll
like,
get the joy of kicking him out.
Exactly. But like, it doesn't make me then change my whole wedding day just to fit around my ex, you know? There's got to be some sort of... I need more context, really. I'm not fully saying it's all her on that one.
The only issue with these is that you only get literally what they give you. You don't get any of the background context that comes with it. Like,
which makes me think there's more to it.
If that would happen between one of us, we'd be saying everything, like how their face was, what their body language was. Like, we'd be going with it. Okay. So this next one is the main and then one update, but the main one is kind of not... It's a bit long. But I saw this one and just kind of grabbed at it. The one that I really wanted to do, I put in our little group chat earlier because that was just...
I could not have had a chance to read that one yet.
I would not have been able to do that one on stream. If anyone wants it, I will share it in the Discord.
I say do it anyway.
I mean... Where is it?
Wait, let me read the title, because I haven't even done that yet. Let me read the title first.
So the title of it is, Would I be the arsehole for refusing to raise my husband's affair children now that the woman he cheated with has passed away? That he and the woman that he cheated with has passed away.
Oh!
Do you want me to do that one instead?
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Okay. This one has quite a few updates.
Just stocked up my gem dish. I'm ready to go.
Oh. Yeah, Miko, I was raiding the best of Reddit updates earlier. That's where I got these from. So, the original post was from August 24th last year. So I'm just going to go through it all. Sorry for using a new account. I know it's a red flag, but I don't want to risk using my old Reddit account. So they're 45 female, and their husband, 49 male of 23 years, had an affair with a 20-year-old girl since 2020. I found out this year when his affair partner gave birth to twin boys in March. Obviously, we are going to divorce. We've been hashing things out since. It's been a lengthy process due to some properties in common, and we needed to get an accountant since he used a shared account for his affair. Finally, things seemed to be getting close to an end when both my husband and the woman he cheated with were killed in a car crash.
Jeez.
By some miracle, the twin babies were not harmed in the crash. Now they are orphaned, and neither set of grandparents can take them in permanently. My husband's parents are both in assisted living. He has no siblings, and the only aunt that could take them in refuses. She's been child-free her whole life. On the women's side, I'm not sure the details in full, but her parents are also not able to be involved long-term, and the one sister she has lives overseas. Sorry. Since we were still married and he had not updated his will, all his assets were set to pass to me and our 2 children. I'm not callous enough to leave those babies with nothing, so I agreed to let whoever is their legal guardian to have the remaining balance in the shared account, which was about $25,000 in savings. The issue is no one wants to take them in. Now, my in-laws are pressuring me to take them in and raise them. The issue is I don't want to. At all. I wouldn't love them, and I wouldn't want to be the evil stepmother. Stepmother. But I know a big part of me will always have a level of resentment towards them, and I will probably favour my own children. It's not their fault, but I truly loved my husband, and I thought we were happy before I found out about the affair. We have 2 daughters, one 14 and one 16. Obviously, we had disagreements, but never insulted each other before. Then I found out about the affair, and he began calling me names and blaming me for his cheating. He became abusive and even tried to kick me out of the house, my children's childhood home. That is not a shared property for the record. I'm also raising teenagers alone now. I don't have the energy to raise babies anymore. My daughters hate their baby brothers. I tried to get them to spend time with their dad as we were divorcing, but they refused. Since this was all found out because of the babies, there wasn't really a way to sugarcoat the situation, and they're also too old to really get away with it. Most of my friends agree it's not my place to care for those children, but my in-laws, the affairs woman's parents, and my mother want me to raise them. I know my mum's just having grandkids fever, but it hurts to not have her support. I have to make a decision by next week, or the boys will be going into foster care. At the moment, they are temporarily placed with their maternal grandparents. I feel horrible, but I'm very sure I can't take them in. Would I be the arsehole if I refused to take them in?
No.
So, this is the first update. This blew up far more than I thought, and I appreciate the well wishes for my girls, the boys, and myself. Also, for the amount of lovely people offering to see about giving the twins a good home. I might not be their mother, but it does touch me and makes me glad that there's good people. After thinking carefully and speaking to my lawyer, reading responses, doing research, etc., I plan to speak to the grandparents tomorrow and refuse to take legal guardianship of the boys. I will let them know of the usernames of the people that offered meeting for private adoptions or fostering, but my daughters are my priority. It'll be up to the twins' grandparents to decide if they proceed with adoption, keep them, or turn them to the state. I wish I had the mental capacity to be the person to do this, but I have 2 girls going through a lot and they need my full attention. I'll also be talking to the lawyers to figure out if the boys have any inheritance claim properly. If they do, I'll separate it and leave it to the lawyers to do what they need to do for them to have access to when's best. If they don't, I'll find a way to ensure they have access to the $25,000 I was going to give them since the beginning. I don't know, Starry. I won't do more, however. My moral compass might be biased, but I don't believe I'm obligated neither morally nor legally to do more than what the word of law says. Can't help everyone and I shouldn't have to. I have 2 girls that lost their father, 2 girls that need therapy, 2 girls just about to get to college. They've gone through enough without seeing their mother favour the children of their father's mistress. Yeah, I think they have to go through like a whole vetting process and stuff before you can adopt them. So this is the second update. As I said 2 nights ago, I went yesterday to speak to the twins' grandparents. I explained my position and refused to take guardianship of the boys. My mother-in-law almost slapped me when I said that, but thankfully this was all done in a public space and my father-in-law stopped her. The maternal grandparents kept pleading for me to raise them since they didn't want to lose them. I kept saying no. When they called me selfish, I lost it. I told them to their face the only selfish people in this mess were them, their son and daughter. Their son and my husband for cheating, and then making the divorce hell on me and my girls. Their daughter because she was the whore, I used another word, that went after a married man twice her age. I told them if I heard from them again, I would request a cease and desist, and also informed my parents-in-law that they won't have access to my daughters for the foreseeable future. She explains why in a minute. We were at a restaurant, but I didn't stay for the meal. I also sent an email to my lawyer so he can ensure CPS and any agency involved in the welfare of the twins is aware I'm not going to be their guardian or be involved. Then I sent an email to my in-laws with the usernames and websites from people here on Reddit that have offered to do interviews for the twins' adoptions. I won't be involved beyond this point, so as love it is, you can't help any of the other people that were doing it. Yesterday was the end of my involvement. As for why my in-laws won't see my girls, I spoke to my daughters and decided to find out more about their thoughts before I went to meet the grandparents. My youngest refused to speak to me, which I found very out of place for her. My eldest then asked just the 2 of us to speak. That's when she explained that my in-laws had been going on about how the girls need to get ready to go to public school instead of their private school, to get jobs right out of high school, since I will have to provide for the twins with private schooling and college money. Apparently they were also told to start moving their stuff to share a room. My girls have separate rooms since the twins need more space. This was not known to me, mostly because that would never happen. Apparently my in-laws have been basically bullying the twins, the girls, because the babies take priority. I told the girls that their grandparents have no say in where they go to school, their college funds, or how the rooms are set in our house. Also that I do agree they could use a part-time job during college and maybe a scholarship, but their tuition will be paid. I told them not to blame the babies for the stupidity of the adults. They told me they understand, but they still don't want to interact with their brothers for now. That for now gives me hope that they'll get through things. For now, we're going to do some changes in the house. The girls and I both don't like that there's still an office space that my husband used. We're going to make it into a gaming room for all 3 of us. We're going to take down some pictures that have him in it and put them in albums for the girls. We want to make the house feel more ours. As for if you're wondering why my girls wanted nothing to do with their father, they were the ones that discovered the affair and told me when my husband took them to meet the twins at the hospital. He asked them to keep it a secret, but my girls told me. After that, my husband began treating them horribly too. He burnt all bridges with them.
A prick.
A very tiny update, or another update. I spoke to a lawyer. The boys have no inheritance claim until a DNA test is done. After that, their only claim is against my in-laws. The shared account is not considered my husband's individual property, so it's all mine. Same with the lake house. Since he had a personal savings account and life insurance, which went to his parents, that will be the only thing the boys could claim. Obviously, this can be changed if it goes to trial, but the lawyer told me how little my husband left my girls and I. There's very little chance the judge will demand our assets. The lawyer also recommended me to completely end the idea of sharing money with the boys. That could be used against me to claim I'm taking fiscal responsibility for them and should be considered their guardian. I'm dividing the money from the shared account for my daughter's college tuitions. I'm still unsure if I'll sell the lake house or not. Neither of us are attached to it. And then, because This was to people that were harassing her in her DMs. So she was like, please leave me alone about the boy's inheritance. Sad it is, my husband messed everything up for his children. I'm not responsible for them, nor do I have to sacrifice my assets to set them up for a better life. Another little update on this one. Sorry, this is a long one. Some good news and some annoying news. The good news is the boys are safely retrieved by CPS from their maternal grandparents and will be placed in foster care until a permanent arrangement is made. I found out when it happened since their grandparents and my mother came to scream at me at work. In all honesty, I'm glad this happened at work and not at home. It's made me consider moving since I don't want my daughters exposed to any of this. Hi, Cap!
Cap!
An annoyance I had very soon after was getting a call about my inquiries into fostering and adopting. Apparently, my information was sent to CPS as someone interested in fostering the twins and eventually adopting. I immediately explained the situation between the grandparents and me, and the operator was speechless at first. She apologised for the situation and told me she would make sure I wasn't bothered about the process. I also got served this morning. My in-laws are suing for grandparents' rights and they're also suing for custody. Apparently they're planning to leave their assisted living, which they shouldn't, to buy a house that allows kids to get the twins back and now also want custody of my daughters.
Fuck?
Okay.
My personal lawyer immediately gave me instructions I won't share to safeguard myself and my daughters. But my lawyer and I both suspect my in-laws want the girls to parentify them as caretakers for the twins since my in-laws have mobility limitations. It will be a cold day in hell before that happens. I don't see CPS placing the boys with them to begin with. Not all is bad news. I'm starting therapy next week and my eldest daughter is once again speaking about colleges she wants to go to. We still haven't really talked about their father or have them agree to visit his grave. I myself haven't gone there and I'm trying really hard to get used to calling him my husband anymore. I had nothing to do with the funeral plans aside paying bills, and from what I heard, his parents had the tombstone read, devoted and beloved husband, father and son, written on it. I find it a joke. I know it's bad to hold as much anger and resent, but as soon as I have time, I plan to change his tombstone to remove husband and father. It might sound petty, but I refuse to speak well of a cheater and abuser just because he's dead. My daughters deserve better, and so did I. And for anyone complaining about me changing the tombstone, I paid for everything at the end, so stick your complaints you know where.
Well, I won't say my.
Move, woman, move fast. Leave a trail of fire where you do. Okay. She had someone DM her saying she will regret not adopting the twins, so she said, I don't regret it one bit. Please either post a public message or leave me alone. I don't deal with cowards that use DMs to avoid being judged.
Why are people like so obsessed with her wanting to adopt these twins just because she was married to the man first?
At all.
That's what I mean. Like, why are people like the grandparents? Why are they like, oh, you have to adopt these babies? And she's like, yeah, but I didn't birth them. Oh, but it was your husband. Well, he was my husband, and then he fucking cheated. So, and now he's dead. That's literally not my problem.
Yeah. The only thing, I'm going to be that person. The only thing, I disagreed with her saying she would remove father from the tombstone.
Yeah.
The husband bit, yes, absolutely. I agree with her on that because in her mind, they were divorced, right? It was no longer her husband. But it doesn't change the fact
of the twins.
he is still a father of 4 children. They can't take the fact that he's a father away from him. Husband, yes. But father, no.
No.
Because I'm not being funny. My parents were on the brink of a divorce before my dad died. They obviously were going through a lot of shit with his mental health, and that's what resulted in his death. But she still put husband on the gravestone. She didn't have to. I mean, they were still legally married. They weren't living together. You know, but she still decided to do that. But she would never have not put father on there.
Yeah.
I know it's a very different situation. Yeah, I understand that. But he clearly was a good father up until he got caught.
Yeah.
So they can't take
Oh, no,
that 14, 16 years away from them.
And even if he wasn't, like, even if she didn't want him to be known as a father to the daughters anymore, he was still technically the father of the twins. So,
And the twins, exactly. So he might have been a shitty father to the girls, but he did still have those twin boys.
So
everything else, he was a complete arsehole.
Yeah,
I mean, he was still a complete arsehole, no matter what.
Mm.
I love that I'm getting bombarded with this, for my opinion, but it's not going to change it.
That's why we do these segments, because it's interesting to hear other people's opinions. We've still got updates to go with this one, so we'll see where it goes. The next update is from 1.5 months later.
Okay.
So this is October last year. Hey everyone, some people have been asking for updates, and to be sincere, I had nothing until today. To start things, cousins from my ex-husband's side of the family took the boys in. I know them, they're lovely, and I know they'll give the twins a great life. The new parents, calling them Matt and Kim, talk to my daughters and let them know if they ever want to reach out to their half-brothers, they just have to call, otherwise they can just see them as distant cousins. My girls thanked them, but insisted they don't really want a sibling relationship at this time, but maybe as cousins it will be okay. I did offer them the money from the shared account since they are family, and they said not to worry since they don't need it. Kim even insisted I use that money for a vacation for my girls and I. Apparently, I look like the living dead. They also set very strict lines with my in-laws and the parents of my ex's affair partner. They can see the boys, but they won't be seen as grandparents. This apparently caused a big fight with I'm assuming AP is a affair partner.
Yeah.
AP's parents, Matt and Kim, then cut them off. Again, threats of suing for grandparents' rights were thrown around, but it went nowhere. That's how I found out why the AP's parents couldn't take the boys permanently. The father is a convicted felon in an abuse case. They didn't share the details out of respect. But if what Matt and Kim have told me is true, I'm glad the boys won't grow up with that man as an example. The only reason his wife had temp guardianship was because of the sudden death of the parents in the process to find a relative to raise the boys. She would have had to live away from her husband to allow permanent custody, and she wasn't willing to do so. The ex-in-laws did figure threats were not going to work, so they agreed to be great uncles instead. Good for them, I guess. They now want me to let them live with me and the girls since they left assisted living recently, and now the place they were in doesn't have opening. This place has a long wait list, and the only reason they got in originally was because my ex and I offered to pay 5 years in full. They still had 2 full years paid left, and I was going to pay for them. After everything they put my daughters and me through, I'd rather burn the money in a grill than spend it on them. I know they want my girls and I to be their caretakers. I won't even consider it. My daughters have their own paths to follow, and in all honesty, I want to consider meeting someone new. I know it sounds like I'm moving on too quick, but I've been working to move on since I found out about the affair. I don't think my ex deserves me to go through a mourning period. I already mourned our relationship. At least that's what my eldest daughter said, funnily enough. She's been encouraging me to go out and meet someone. We still have that custody lawsuit from my ex-in-laws going, and a few other issues, but I'll update those later. For the next update. Jesus. This is the second to last update. This was a month later in November. So we had mediation this week for the grandparents' rights lawsuit. This is just to avoid taking space on a judge's already heavily stressed docket, though I knew it would go nowhere. My ex-in-law's demands were for the girls to either be in their custody or spend weekdays with them and weekends with me. Even the court-appointed mediator told them they were not being realistic with their expectations. My lawyer and I only had one offer and were not willing to negotiate. They will see my daughters only if they want and when they want. The mediator also thought we were being unfair. That's when a key detail came out. My ex-in-laws had claimed my daughters were 6 and 4, a whole decade younger than what they really are to the mediator. I provided him with birth certificates as well as a show picture of the girls. The mediator shook his head and said, I can't help with this case. The daughters are too old for grandparents' rights even to be considered. He will send a recommendation for the grandparents' right lawsuit to be dropped, but the custody one will still be going on since neither my ex-in-laws or I can agree on custody. I refused to give them any single bit of legal control of my daughters. They are now also demanding I make them their legal guardian if I happen to pass away. Nope.
My God, the grandparents sound more loony than the dad did. Jesus
Oh, you
Christ.
just wait. You just wait.
I mean, the dad was still a fucking asshole. Don't get me wrong.
On some strange news, I met the sister of my ex's affair partner. She brought some items to my house that she knew had been stolen from me. These are things that were supposed to be in storage. My wedding dress, an old jewellery box that had a picture of my grandparents, some of my coats that are a bit on the pricier side, shoes. What creeped me out the most were copies of my personal documents, passport, IDs, etc. The sister told me she was cleaning up their place when she found my property and used the addresses shown in them. She was rather nice and apologised for her parents and sister. I did ask her why she refused to take the twins. She told me she did because she was tired of being the emergency plan for her family. She didn't say more, and I didn't think it was right to ask her. She knew they were my items because apparently the affair partner had bragged about my ex-husband giving her these items, except for the documents. She has no idea what was going on with that, but she didn't want anything to do with identity theft, so she did bring some things that weren't mine, but I let her know and only kept mine. I told my lawyer about the ID issues, and he helped me get my credit frozen. I'll be getting new IDs and passports. We did report the possible identity theft to the police so that we had the report case in my personal information was used for something, in case my personal information was used for something illegal or to put me in any trouble. I didn't know one could make a report on a dead person, but apparently that happens more often than you think. And no, this won't turn into a posthumously conviction. It's just to protect myself with paperwork. Just like, good God.
This is mental.
Mad.
And
This is fucking mad.
funny note, I'm planning to burn that wedding dress and make s'mores over the fire. Petty? Yep.
Fair fucking play.
There is one more
Oh my God.
update. And it is fucking wild.
Right, I'm putting my pen down. I'm listening.
I'm just having a drink because my throat is really dry tonight.
I'll bet
Right,
it is.
Oh, let's have a break, shall we?
Let's have a break.
Yeah, let's have a stretch.
Everybody do a
Hang on.
stretch.
Crystal, let me
Hang
pee
on.
first.
Just wear your headset
Fun.
to the toilet, Crip.
I'm
Come on
checking
You
your
now.
phone.
can't, it's
Anyway.
wired.
Oh,
You want anything to snack on or drink from downstairs?
I've got a drink. I'll have a sip
I
later.
can hear him.
Crip, get me the popcorn.
Yeah, we need popcorn for this.
Get the popcorn.
So, I'm not going to read the next update yet, but I will give you the title.
Okay.
My ex-mother-in-law sent her church friends to harass my daughters, and I have now exposed her family to her church community, and she's getting shamed and shunned at church. That was
What
from
are
March
church people
16th.
gonna do? Just
That was
knock
from
on the
March
door and be
16th
like,
of this year.
"Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?" No.
No,
What the fuck? That's just ridiculous.
I'll tell you a funny story about what mine did when I answered the door to him. Actually, I'll do it now while we're waiting for Peeps to come back. So I had 2 people knock on my door and was obviously wanting to talk about our Lord and Saviour.
Yeah.
And they said to me, so they were like, "Do you believe in God?" And I was honest and said, "No, I believe in facts. So unless God appears to my feet, I don't believe in it." Right? And they
That's
said,
a
"Okay,
stretch.
no, fair enough." They accepted that answer, and they said, "But who can you go and talk to if you're having like a problem?" I said, "Well, I've got my family and my friends." Now, I specifically said family and friends. They then come back at me going, "Well, yes, parents are important." And I went, "Well, clearly not, because God took them early. Bye-bye," and shut the door in their face.
Oh.
I never specifically
Oh.
said parents. I said friends and family. They just assumed I meant my parents. And as soon as I said to them, their face dropped. And I went,
you
"Okay,
should-
thank you for your time." And I closed the door.
You
'Cause they
should have
were
left the door open
speechless.
to just look at their faces.
I
just
told
let them
Bateman.
relish in the awkwardness.
I told Bateman when he came home and went, "We're gonna have to move because of you."
But I mean, you're planning on moving anyway, so
Yes, we are. But still, and this was actually like over a year ago. But it was just
Okay.
the fact that they just assumed I meant parents. I was like, nah, you can now fuck off.
We're not going to name it, Maggie. But you can probably guess. Okay, Crip's back, so I can do the last
Crack on.
the last update.
I'm ready.
Oh, Crip doesn't know the title. Okay, so I'll read the title again, just because I want his reaction.
Carry on.
In my throat. My ex-mother-in-law sent her church friends to harass my daughters and I have now exposed her family to her church community, and she's getting shamed and shunned at church.
What the grandparents are?
Yep.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Her ex-mother and father-in-law.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Cap's got the jelly emote with the knife.
This is wild. Carry on.
Oh, I love the sheep. I love the sheep, Rico. Okay. So, my 46 female daughters, 17 and 15, have a strained relationship with my ex-husband's parents, 78 male and 80 female. My ex passed away in an accident last year, and we've had some major family drama since due to his cheating and him leaving twin boys.
Leaving custard.
I can't. Brain.
Custard.
Leaving 2 boys born with his affair partner orphaned. She also died. Part of the drama has been my ex-in-laws trying to get custody of my daughters and them also trying to live with us. First one we're going to court over, second one will never happen. Where we live, there's a weekend market with fresh produce, eggs, meats and other products straight from farmers. This week was extra special since it was my youngest's birthday. Since her party is later in the month, I decided to give her a budget and set her loose in the market to get whatever she wanted, mainly chocolate and sweets. After an hour, I did start getting worried, and just before I called her, she called me. She was crying, saying some weird people have cornered her. I ran to her with my eldest daughter to find 6 older women berating my daughter for being unchristian, for refusing to spend time with her paternal grandparents, for wanting to be a good big sister to the poor orphaned baby brothers.
Oh my god.
My daughters are the ones that found out about my ex cheating and the babies, so they aren't fond of the kids. It's trauma and they're working through it with a therapist. I got between the group and my daughter, telling my eldest to go pay for the stuff her sister had and to go to the car. Then I turned to the women, some of who I knew from when we went to my ex-in-law's church, and ripped them a new one. They told me I was worse for refusing to obey my ex's in-laws like a good Christian wife.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Eventually,
no.
the screaming turned too loud and we were all asked to leave the market. I met with my girls in the car, the women following me like a group of vultures. I managed to get in the car and drove away. After my girls went to bed, I got online to talk to another member of that church that I'm in good terms with. I told him about what happened, and after he apologised, he told me what was going on. My ex-mother-in-law posted this massive story in the church's Facebook group about how horrible my daughters and I are, how we are leaving them homeless and penniless. They inherited my ex's personal bank account and his life insurance, and how my daughters don't even talk to them. She also accused us of being the reasons we lost her grandsons. The boys are now living with distant relatives of my ex-husband. Basically, it was a sob story worthy of a Hallmark movie, and of course they're getting all the love and support from the more extremist members of their church. This church and its members are a bit annoying, especially with LGBTQ plus topics. There we go. But we have a small saving grace. They're incredibly strict about cheating. It's a big no-no, be it from a husband or a wife equally. Now, how did she get around blaming me for the affair children without exposing the cheating? She claimed the other woman was our surrogate since I was unable to have more children. She then said I didn't want the babies because they were boys, which is absolutely disgusting to be accused of.
Oh god.
Then I decided it was time to clean up this mess. And since I was mid-divorce when my ex had died, I had all the evidence needed. And since the divorce wasn't completed, I didn't have any legal ramification for releasing all the evidence. I was off the next day and went to the print shop to get copies of all the delightful pictures of my ex cheating, his text conversations with his affair partner, the ones with his parents confessing to his cheating and getting support from them, my ex's in-laws harassing me about the divorce, and my coup de grace, all the emails and text messages of them bullying my daughters about their baby brothers. In one of them, they call my daughters bastards and telling them it was their fault their father died, since they told me about the affair and I began the divorce. That was 2 days after their dad died.
What?
I take it back.
Evil
Rip that
people.
tombstone out and smash it up. Put his ashes in the fucking sewer for all I care.
I
For
paid
putting
extra
that
for all of
woman
this.
through hell for his parents.
I love this bit. I paid extra for this all to be printed on beautiful, high-quality paper. When I got home, I sat down for hours to make delightfully personalised binders. They look like the little prayer song packets the church give for everyone to take to sing hymns. The first picture when opening the binders is my ex and his Cyberman making out in our living room. Their faces were easy to disconcern and the girls looked nothing like me. The different skin tones, the hair colour, underneath I wrote ex-husband's name and affair girl's name, love story. I took them to the church before service. There's a desk in the back with the songbooks for people that need/forget their own, and they never check them. The gossip mill was quick and harsh. The names my ex and his affair partner got called on Facebook were so bad the pastor himself had to get involved just to keep things relatively PG-13. People were angry at my ex-in-laws for their abuse to my daughters, but what makes me laugh is that I was still in the wrong for the divorce. But it's understandable that I failed on my duties after the shock, and I possibly will one day return to the light, unlike my cheating husband and his Jezebel. They used another word I can't use on here, I imagine. I got 2 apology letters in the mail for my girls and an invitation to join the church for support. As for my ex-in-laws, they got shamed into leaving the church. My ex-mother-in-law made a post on her wall about how alienated she feels and how no one cares for the elderly anymore. How she wished her great son was still alive, since he would have taken care of her and her husband. With what money, I don't know, since I was the breadwinner. And then she's got a little bit about the explanation of the will. The ex-husband had a will that named his parents as beneficiaries. As far as she was aware, he told her that he had named their daughters as the beneficiaries and not his parents.
Well, that kind of makes sense, because the
Yeah.
daughters are going to have a longer life. And they'll need it for college if they're in, like, America.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But he'd never told her that he changed it from them to his parents.
Oh,
The opposite. Oh,
Which is
what a
why-
croissant!
Which is why all of the money from his independent bank account and his life insurance went to his parents instead of his daughters.
Croissant.
Yeah, no, I go back to my original statement. Break that tombstone and throw his ashes or whatever it is in a lake or something for all I give a shit.
Well, I'll see you next Tuesday.
I'll see you next Tuesday. That's what she should
He's
write
a-
on that tombstone.
He's a big see you next Tuesday.
But
What
that
vile
was the final
people.
update. There has been no more updates. I will keep checking back. If there is ever another update, I will let you know. But
Yeah, I'm going to happily admit that I jumped the gun on that father thing, but now couldn't give a fuck.
that's why I didn't say much.
You should have stopped me, you crazy lady.
No, because that's the whole point of this. The only person that knows the full story when you're reading it out is the person that's reading it. Because it gives for good reactions. Fuck, I can't speak today. Someone take over.
Well, Coblett, you've got your post ready, so why don't you do that, and then I'll just do a very small news segment at the end.
Yeah, but I
God,
feel-
that
I
took so
feel like-
long. I'm so sorry.
I feel like mine are going to be, like, really shit now compared to that.
No, they
Like-
won't be. We need a good laugh because that was just traumatic.
My blood is fucking boiling. Oh,
Boiling.
right.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I offered to read the other one, but you wanted that one.
I mean, still no regrets, but still.
Okay. So my segment is Today I Fucked Up.
Okay.
So the title of this one is The Story of the Guy Who Tried and Failed to Sneakily Dispose of a Steak.
Oh no.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
already intrigued. Okay.
I feel like we need something light-hearted after
Yeah. Great.
That- absolute shitstorm of
Sorry. I'll just sit here and colour. It's fine.
I'm just here
So-
looking at all these villains and thinking, you were nicer guys.
So, last night, my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over for dinner. On the drive over, my wife reiterated many times to me just how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my silly wife that I always make good impressions. My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it's just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads and seemed to be really hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased. Soon, she brought us out the main course, a nice big juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into my steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked this steak was. Now, I've had my fair share of rare steak. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. This was several minutes on a hot grill short of rare. I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried. Instead, I
could have resuscitated the cow. I'm sorry, Coblett, carry on.
No, it's fine. Instead, I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating this steak. Claim veganism? No, I'd already feigned great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Just then, our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparation. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of this third-story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared over my head.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I knew I had to be decisive, realizing she could return at any moment. I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window.
Okay.
Here's the big time fuck up. The window wasn't open. It's the cleanest freaking window you've ever seen in your life. That is until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare and was unaware of my predicament, turned, jaw dropped, and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. This look then slowly morphed into more of a "there is no place on this planet you can ever hide from me" expression of demonic anger. My wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on window impact and came quickly. She took in the scene, the steak sitting on the windowsill, the blood trail, my empty plate, and then gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look. I just didn't know what to say. It felt like a minute of silence, but was probably 3 or 4 seconds. Finally, the best I could manage was, I'm so sorry. I'm such a klutz. I don't know. I was just cutting it and it slipped. Just ask my wife. I really am a klutz, right, honey? No help coming from that direction. I will clean this up. I can't believe this. I'm so sorry, etc. Both women continued to stare at me like I'd escaped from the loony bin as I smeared the blood around the window with my cloth napkin. Dusted off the steak and continued to mutter my incoherent explanation. I knew no one was buying the story. I knew what I had to do. I sheepishly returned to my seat and proceeded to eat every bite of that disgusting, cold, chewy, bloody, raw steak. I remained pretty quiet the rest of the evening. My wife's only 2 words to me since the incident have been, "I'm fine." Update, just got the first post "I'm fine" communication from my wife via text, who is at work. Good news, in brackets, boss's name, and I just had a good laugh over how much of a fucking idiot you are. I hope you know you will never live this down. Love you, you moron. My face hurts from
Oh
laughing.
my lord.
Beautiful. It slipped.
Ooh. It's just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm such a clut. It slipped. Right, honey? And she was like, fuck off. Leave me out of this.
You're on your own.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, the wet slap. Oh.
Oh no.
you can just imagine it, couldn't you?
Oh,
It would
that's
be like
horrible.
something out of a movie.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to do one more, or do you want to go to news time?
Do you have a second one?
I do.
Oh, Crip says
I have
go
I have a
on.
whole list. Okay, I have a whole list.
God damn.
I found like a whole page. I think it goes to. I've got 13, so I'm set for the next couple of weeks.
I opted not to read you the
Need them.
chaos. You cannot blame it on me. Carry on.
Got a point.
pardon
So, the title of this one: the story of the guy who picked perhaps the world's worst song for a sexy time playlist.
me.
The
Sorry.
song is it is actually in here. They have tagged the song, so I can put the link in the chat later after I finished the story if you want. It's on YouTube, so
What the song is?
let me just open it quickly to see if it definitely works.
And it's not a Rickroll.
No, it's not. It's not. I know exactly what this is. Okay, right. Okay. It's one that was a meme a long time ago. Crip will probably know what it is. Our good friend Pilot Hub used to play it all the time.
Well, that narrows it down.
You'll know it when you hear it. So, a little backstory. This is the story. This is the actual story. It's not me telling you my life story.
Oh,
But it says a little backstory. When
Oh,
I
no,
first
ads,
started
no!
having sex.
No, we're snooze.
No!
Okay, you're good for
Okay.
5 minutes.
Oh, God, okay. I researched ways to be better, as I was a little stiff and pretty much had no idea what I was doing. You are technically meant to be stiff if you're a whatever. I read online that you can play music and match the rhythm to put on a better performance. I searched for lovemaking songs and started slowly creating a playlist in which I was comfortable matching the rhythm. There are a few songs on my playlist. However, there is one song in particular which actually happens to be my favourite, that my girlfriend hates and says turns her off in a major way. I don't understand why it has taken her 2 years to tell me she hates that song. It's a good lovemaking song with good rhythm. I feel the way I fucked up is I could have possibly asked her previously if she liked the playlist or any songs she'd like to add or change. But to leave it for 2 years thinking our sex life is great, but in her eyes has just been ruined by my music, has left the whole situation feeling awkward, and I'm a bit annoyed. I pretty much played this tune every single time, so the amount of time she must have not been enjoying it when I thought the complete opposite is annoying, but also embarrassing. Not to mention my previous partners, however, they never complained about the song, so maybe it's just her. It's fucked up the relationship, to be honest, because sex feels awkward now. You've read the other side. Yeah, Squonkle, you probably have. The other day we were having sex with no music, but I was still thrusting to the tune playing in my head. She recognised this and asked me to stop. It is Seabat. Yeah. I thought this song was perfect, and I always thrust along with the tune, and feels it gives me the perfect rhythm for doing the deed. I usually I'll put it in the chat in a second. I usually bust to this song and find it devastating that she hates it. Right. Crip and Squonkled already know exactly what this is, but I'm just going to put the YouTube link in the chat.
I've never heard this. Bear with me.
Trust me, you will have done at some point. And it's... So listen to it and bear in mind that he's talking about the beat and him thrusting to said beat. Please tell me you know what it is after hearing kind of like 30 seconds in.
I don't, but I can imagine why that's ruined their sex life. That song is horrendous.
Okay. I'm not gonna... I muted my desktop audio to listen to it. I'm not gonna play it out because I don't want to get a weird strike, because that's not one I want to strike for. But so go to 30 seconds and you'll get it.
Yep.
I'll have to remember to put the link in the description when I upload this onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read any of these ones, so it's kind of a surprise for me as well as I read them. There's 13 of them, and it's kind of set me up, so it is a surprise for me as well. Queenie's like saving the song. She's like, "Hey, Bateman,
Absolutely
I
not.
found that song."
Absolutely fucking not.
She's like, not on your life.
Not
What a
on-
throwback! That was a meme a long time ago.
Oh, was it? I've actually never heard it. I think it's horrendous.
We heard it a lot.
Yes, soundboards is where we heard it.
Yeah.
Why have you listened a whole minute in?
This is my husband. Do you expect anything less?
That is very true. I feel like after you've heard the main beat drop, you're just completely done with everything.
Yeah, I was done.
I think I've sped it up to 30 seconds, listened to like the... Yeah, no.
Yeah. Even I didn't know what it was until I literally clicked on it just now for the first time, and I was like, I fucking knew it!
Oh, dearie me. Definitely a chaos kind of evening, isn't it?
Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
Oh, okay, we've got an ad break coming in. I can't snooze it anymore. I was watching more chaos. Speaking of, how are your chaos pigs? I was watching Game Grumps the other day. Because they've got like a separate channel just called The Grumps, where they do this thing called 10-minute Power Hour, where for all of their Patreon subscribers they have like an hour of content, but for everyone else it's 10 minutes. And they did one where it was like basically playing The Price is Right, but for weird items off of eBay. So this person would, the host would show them a weird item that they brought off of eBay, and they'd be like, how much did I pay for this? And one of them was a made to order fake foot.
Okay. Well, that's just ruined your birthday present from me, so thanks.
Damn it! Now I have that annoying tune going through
No.
my head. Oh, 5-1.
I hope I've done Maggie proud with my pink post office.
That's really cute.
It looks really cute.
I'm struggling to find more shades of pink now.
What about your new pens?
Ooh.
You know, your fancy schmancy pens?
That's a very good point. Do you mean these?
I do mean
these
those.
fancy schmancy pens.
Maggie says they're very proud.
Oh, thank you, Maggie.
While I think about it, I'm going to do a shameless bit of self-promo on my own channel.
How dare you?
I know! Sim stream tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, good night, Cap.
Good night, Cap! That's good snooze.
Sim stream.
Yes, we will be returning to the not-so-berry save.
Ooh, how far did you get in that? I can't remember.
The child for 2nd gen has been born. We just need to get them up, like, aged up. And I need to finish the stuff for the 1st gen. I'm not very far.
You started with green, didn't you? Or did you start with
Yes.
rose?
I started with green, so rose is the next one.
Ah.
Yeah, I've not been in the right headspace to stream this week. The only way I can describe it. Because like sometimes you're just not. And I'd rather have the right headspace so I can do quality streams than not be fully with it and do subpar streams, if that makes sense.
100%.
But yes, we're streaming now. And it's now Queenie's turn. It's over to Queenie in the newsroom.
Hello, good evening. This is the 10 o'clock news with your host, Queenie Returns.
Shuffles papers on desk awkwardly to fill time.
Oh, shit. I got no paper. I can't do it.
We can shuffle papers, I think. We have books. We can shuffle.
I'll just pretend I'm doing that. Nice.
Sorry,
Shuffle
the
phone
phone.
awkwardly. There you
just-
go. And you know, at the end, I'm going to have to do that bit where I look like I'm typing to someone at the end. Anyway. So what's going on in the news this week? Well, in the United Kingdom, the BAFTA nominations have come out.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's another thing for me and Squid and Coblett if she's interested to watch. Because we did enjoy watching the Oscars together. That was good fun.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Yeah, so leading actor, David Tennant. Gary Oldman has even got a nom this time at the BAFTAs.
Ooh.
Martin Freeman has got a nom. So, yeah, we've got some good names there. Billie Piper for leading actress. She was recently in a show about the Prince Andrew interview.
Yes.
Called Scoop. I've been meaning to watch that, actually, to be fair. What else? Drama series Sherwood. Wolf Hall is up for a nod.
Nod.
A nod. Yeah. Nod.
Num 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 num
Um,
num num
Num
num.
num 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 num. Baby Reindeer is actually top the nominations for each category with the
No.
BAFTAs. So yeah, Baby Reindeer is set. I think they're on 8 nominations for the BAFTAs. So yeah. And Mr. Bates versus the Post Office are the 2 top contenders for the BAFTAs this year. I'm gonna have to watch Baby Reindeer. I haven't still seen it. I've heard good
it's
things.
good.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, for soap, it's EastEnders, obviously, Coronation Street, obviously, but also Casualty.
Wait, didn't that finish?
No, Holby City finished.
That's it. The same.
They got rid of one of them. They got rid of Holby City, and I preferred Holby City, so I was pissed. But I wouldn't necessarily consider Casualty a soap.
There's more of a drama than a soap.
It is more of a drama for sure than I would say it's a soap. So I'm shocked that it's those 3. Even Emmerdale's not in there. Hollyoaks isn't in there.
Yeah, but
You know,
no
they're
offense
soaps.
to those that watch Hollyoaks. It's never been good.
I thought you were going to diss Emmerdale, then we would have had a problem. But
No.
that I can agree with. Of course, entertainment performance, Ant and Dec. Obviously, they win. They win the National Television Award every year. Every single year they've won that. I think they've won it. Was it 18 years in a row? Something ridiculous like that.
Not a better duo. To be
Well,
honest.
it's just presenter. I do think that there are good presenters out there, but it always seems to be Ant and Dec winning that same award every year.
They should just rename it the Ant and Dec Award.
At this point, they might as well just say, there's no need for this. They've won. I look forward to the year they don't win it, and then they go to stand up and then go, oh, shit. Entertainment program, the 1% Club, Michael McIntyre's Big Show. I'm surprised that his wheel show's not on there, and that's very popular. So I'm more shocked that it's the Big Show that's on there, not the wheel.
I prefer the wheel.
But Would I Lie to You's on there. That's the one I want to win.
I love Would I Lie to You.
Obviously, reality. The Traitors. I'm obviously going to be biased. I want that to win. But yeah, no, there's some decent ones this year. So it would be a good one to watch. The sports coverage, obviously, I want the Euros to win that, but it'll probably be the Olympics, obviously.
Well, I mean, the Olympics were rather good.
Oh, the Olympics were
medals
great.
And stuff. The opening
and
ceremony
watching
was
Tom
terrible.
Daley dive. I mean, that was terrible with them in the boats and everything. But yeah, so with the but with Tom Daley diving as well was great to see. Because I'll be shocked if he comes back in 4 years.
No, he's already said he's retired from diving.
Yeah, but he did retire before and then came back for Paris because he wanted his sons to see it.
Yeah, his husband took his sons to see it. They saw his last dive, and he said, "I'm not doing it anymore. I want to spend time with my family." If you follow him on Insta, you'll see he's heavily into his knitting and crocheting and stuff now.
Crip, that's not true because the 1% Club is a cash prize win show, and they've been nominated in that same category as the Big Show. So cash prize shows do get them. Not very often. There's only literally one, but yeah, it's a weird one. It is a weird one. But yeah, he's going to be on a Channel 4 show about knitting. Is Tom Daley? Why am I not shocked?
I mean, he has his own brand of yarn. Made with love.
Is it good yarn?
I mean, for the price it costs, it bloody better be.
Oh, have you never tried it?
No, because it's expensive.
Oh, how expensive is the yarn? I'm now intrigued.
More than I'm
It's
willing to pay at the
expensive.
moment.
I'm gonna have to do a quick Google for everybody. Bear with.
Well, while you're doing that, Starry, did you see that David Tennant is at Comic-Con?
Which Comic-Con?
London. On the Saturday that we're going out for a meal. MCM. In May. That Saturday, he's there.
Ari's like, well, cancel the meal. We're going to Comic-Con.
Hey, if she cancels for David Tennant, I am more than fine with that.
That would be a perfect excuse. I can't lie on that one. Tom Daly yarn. It's £8.50 expensive for yarn.
Yes.
What are the grams?
That's 100 gram.
That is so expensive.
Is that expensive? Right. Okay. Because I don't know the cost.
So fucking expensive.
Okay. Fair.
So I'm laughing at Star. She's like, I need to get Kath to book it now. He's doing photo ops and he's got a panel.
Yeah, so every bit of yarn he charges £8.50 per 100 grams.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and I can see that you can get some for like 4 for £10 and stuff like. Yeah, that is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the cost of yarn until today, so yeah.
For context, right? This bag of yarn that I got from Hobby cost me £7? No, £11. And I've got 8 different colours here. Is it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Damn.
I think they're 100 gram balls.
I got 10 different colours, and yeah, they're 100 gram balls.
Yeah.
And that's for
Wow.
100% cotton.
Which is expensive as well.
I think
Fair
they're
enough, that is
100.
expensive yarn. So my last little funny
they're
bit
the
of
50
news.
grams. They're the 50 grams.
Oh.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, still. Yeah, absolutely. So my last bit of funny news to wrap up the podcast, because I like to try and find one funny story of the week. Last week's was a good cracker. This one is funny, maybe not as funny as last week's, but diamond Tiffany earrings swallowed by suspected thief are recovered by police.
Ew.
So basically, similar to the steak story, he says I should have thrown them out the window.
And fuck would you swallow earrings? What an absolute idiot.
So he swallowed them when he obviously got caught. And he basically said in his interview, am I going to be charged with something that is in my stomach?
Yes, because it is stealing.
So detectives have recovered 4 diamond earrings from a suspected thief 2 weeks after he swallowed the jewellery worth nearly £600,000.
Jeez.
Because they were from the Tiffany & Co store, and was interested in buying earrings and a diamond ring on behalf of his fiancée. And then he proceeded to try and exit the store without paying for them. Guard stopped him and he'd swallowed all the jewellery.
Oh my
Fucking
god.
moron.
That would have been sharp.
Probably had to have surgery.
Yeah.
Oh, what an idiot.
The suspect was obviously transferred then to hospital, where detectives monitored him as they waited to collect the remaining evidence. Oh god. So that was just the last bit of funny news that I read for the week. Girlfriends out rubber gloves, exactly. So yeah, so it was mainly BAFTA news and life lesson. If you're going to steal jewellery, don't swallow it.
And if you're going to chuck some steak out the window, make sure the window's open.
The window's open,
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the news with Queenie. So we're going to wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm pretending that I'm typing away like they do nowadays.
Oh yeah, because they don't do the
paper.
paper shuffling anymore, do they?
No, they pretend that they're typing away, or they tend to talk to a colleague.
Do either of you have any final thoughts for this week?
Just an announcement. We are not
Yes.
podcasting next week.
Next week we are having a break.
We are having a week's break. My partner Bateman returns. It will be his streamiversary, so we'll be joining him on his stream next week. So that's why we're having a bit of a week's break next week, because it just happened to fall on a Thursday, and I was like, "How goddamn you!" But yes, if you haven't followed him, go follow him, and that is where we will be next Thursday instead of podcast. But yeah, that was it from me.
Yeah, we'll be there. Like I said, I'll be doing a stream. Oh, I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna give up. A stream Sims tomorrow. Stream tomorrow.
She's gonna stream The Sims.
I give up. I really do. I'm gonna go to bed. Oh. Yes, we'll be doing some Sims 4, returning to Not So Berry, and then I will try and get a proper schedule sorted for next week because this week has been kind of shit. Coblett, anything for you?
No, I don't think so. Just thank you, chat, for listening. As always.
Sorry for the chaos.
I'm
I
not.
I will put the piggies up for a minute, if that's okay.
No.
While we're raiding out, I was gonna shut the piggy. I cannot put the piggies up. It's fine.
Thanks for podding. Yes.
You're welcome for the pod.
We have podded. Oh, that sounds a bit strange, actually.
Now this is pod racing.
Now this is podcasting.
And it was Queenie's turn to pick who we're raiding into.
Oh, this is going to be a real tough one to pick.
Oh, who are you going to choose?
Who am I going to choose? Oh, this is a tough one. Wicker.
I mean, I can.
No, let's go raid into Bateman. Let's be nice this week. Let's go raid into my hubby to be.
Hubby to be.
Hubby to be.
Yes, so
unless he calls me fat again, then maybe not.
No podcast next week.
You are beautiful.
Although you are beautiful. And then he tried to say that he said, but you're beautiful. And I was like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
You fucked up.
You fucked up.
Right. No podcast next week. Podcast returns the week after, and we have Starry as a guest.
Woo! Let's go.
You haven't put the piggies up.
I did put the piggies up.
You did. I was
Do
you want me to put them back up?
No, it's fine.
Do you want the piggies to go back up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Monty and Gizmo don't want to be seen.
They're like, no, this is you should have watched us the first time, Coblett.
Okay, I shall put the music on and we shall go and raid into the Bateman. See if I can remember how to do this.
Apparently, Queenie's twisted his words.
Stream Elements is being weird.
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, because Hagrid said
That's
straight away.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Right, bye, peoples. I'm going to mute us.